Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back in Gloomingtarn and well, we gotta scout the Angmarim camp with Hersegg. I'm just calling her up. And we also need to defeat, well, supposedly 101 Angmarim as a payback of sorts from them taken during Samville, but as we already discussed at the end of the last episode, we really don't need 101 of them to advance the quest, although we will defeat more than 101 Angmarim for the Slayer did in Gloomingtarn, so either way you look at it, we will be fine. So, determined to discover lost artifacts, the Angmarim of the Iron Crown toil within Lochan Dúv. It seems to be one of those days. Definitely one of those days. Oh, come on. At this rate, we're gonna defeat these guys, and they will respawn before I know I defeated them. Come on. Oh, for God's sake. Do I need to relog? Okay, it seems it's getting back on track, finally. As you and the Gavilaka work to combat the presence of the Iron Crown, you have discovered Lochan Dúv, the chief Angmarim encampment in Gloomingtarn. Countless men of Angmar now perform dark rites and defile the sacred tarn in their pursuit of ancient and powerful artifacts forged in the Elder Days. You should defeat Angmarim of the Iron Crown at Lochan Dúv. How many? 12. Alright.
Long live Thorin Stonehelm! Long live Durin Stonehelmson!
It's worse than I thought, Beriathan. There must be 100 of them all told. Hopefully you're right. Hersegg looks around Lochan Dúv and her eyes stop when she spots a small metal cage. Or crash? What use could these men possibly have for them? More importantly, someone must be leading this expedition here in Lochan Dúv, and they will know what the Iron Crown has planned for Gloomingtarn. I have an idea, Beriathan, but it might be a bit risky.
What news do you bring?
Do you see those traps, Beriathan? It looks like those men have been capturing the Ukrush to use them against us. I don't know how they managed to control them, but it must be some old sorceress trick of Angmar. To actually tame an Ukrush, you might as well try to tame the sea. If we were to free the Ukrush, we might overwhelm them before they discover what's happening right under their noses. Come on. I like how you think once again, Hersegg. And as I was saying, hopefully you are right regarding the amount of Angmarims in this camp. But even if you're not, even if we are not able to complete the deed in here, the advanced tier, as I was saying, we soon enough will get a couple more instances that will be teaming with Angmarim anyway. So we really don't need to worry about any of this. The Ukrush are actually fighting the Iron Crown. You hear Slackby calling for you from the Stone of Wakening. How many Angmarim did we? 6. You only need to defeat 6 before Slackby called you up. Alright. You see, there was nothing to fear. That was actually way shorter than I expected, to be honest. So, as I was saying, we'll get a couple more instances in here in Gloomingtarn that will be full with Angmarim. So this is really gonna be quite simple, I guess. We just need to worry about the Orc Slayer deeding here. Although you cannot be certain if driving the Angmarim out of Gloomingtarn will put an end to their pillaging of ancient relics and artifacts, you have done well to safeguard the hallowed caverns of Mount Gundabad. Alright. Now, somewhere around here in this camp is huge, by the way, but somewhere around here we'll find the third rare treasure chest of Gloomingtarn. Something to keep an eye out on. Completed Angmarim Slayer of Gloomingtarn. Awesome. But we just got some reputation, it seems. Let us take a look. Yeah, 5 LOTRO points and some reputation. Now the advanced tier, as you can imagine, 250. We're doing this with the accelerator, so this is gonna be really quick, I hope. Alright. You two, be my guest. Alright, we'll deal with some more Angmarim here. The Iron Crown Commander is inside this tent, and I think this is the tent where we will also find the advanced treasure chest. The rare chest. Alright. Yeah, there it is. Quite simple. As the Iron Crown Commander falls defeated, Hersegg swiftly collects the scroll case he carried.
Gundabad will be ours once more.
Ha, that ought to teach him. If you treat Ukrush like that, you're bound to end up on the wrong end of their claws. Oh, wait a second in here. Oh, come on. You? What do we have here? So, Lochan Dúv has been thrown into disarray, completed quests of Gloomingtarn. We got a new title, we got some more virtue XP. Valor is level 84. Valor is at cap right now. And we got the remaining XP for determination. Alright, so quests of Gloomingtarn. It's here. Yeah, 5 LOTRO points, the title, the virtue XP. You have done much to aid those reclaiming Gloomingtarn. Virtue cap, Valor, level 84, so we can do determination now. We have Deeds of Gloomingtarn. This is gonna be great when we finally get to it. 5 LOTRO points, alright.
What news do you bring?
Ha! That worked better than I'd hoped. Now then, let's have a look at this. Hersegg produces a scroll case she recovered from the Iron Crown Commander and begins to read it. Her eyes widen and she looks to you. It seems the Angmarim have discovered an ancient passage here in Gloomingtarn, and if these notes are to be believed, they suspect it was an early dwelling of Durin the Deathless, the Eldest House, if such a thing can truly be. Among these writings were orders demanding that the passage, which they have named Mîn Lorg, be excavated and their findings gathered before the arrival of their master Alavan from Car Bronak. From what I can tell, Mîn Lorg must lie somewhere within Lochan Dúv. We must find it, Beriathan, and prevent the Iron Crown from defiling it. Yeah, that is a further to the south, as you can see from the minimap. But once again, it doesn't hurt to actually fight a couple more Angmarims before we go to Mîn Lorg. I don't remember. I used to knew exactly how many Angmarim could you get at one of the instances we're about to do. But I have forgotten that number, I'm not entirely sure, so I think it would be better if I try to advance the Angmarim Slayer deed just a little bit before moving on to complete the quest. So I'm thinking I'm gonna clean the camp until I reach the north end, and then I'll just make my way back and pick any Angmarims that have respawned on my way to Mîn Lorg. I mean, it seems we have already hit the end of the camp, so this is gonna be, yeah, just a couple more guys here on this side. Alright, that works. Now, yeah, we already are 1/4 of the deed done. At this rate, I think I might need to go to back to Rukalad and fight some goblins and orcs. How many orcs am I missing again? 160. Oh, come on. I might be able to complete all the remaining quests in Gloomingtarn and the deeds as well. But lag is really messing me up today. Alright, yeah, Mîn Lorg is at this passage, but there are so many Angmarims here that have already respawned. It wouldn't hurt, right, to try and increase our count a little bit more? Hopefully, I'm not being too reckless here. Before I forget, I haven't opened my rare chest. Let me do this really quick. Oh, come on. Wow. Alright, there we go. As I was saying, I haven't opened this chest. There we go. How many Angmarim are we? Halfway through? Already? Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, we should definitely be able to get this deed done. Within the cavern you hear distant Angmarim voices. Completed Invaders on the Dark Lake. We have a new title. A kinda nice title, yeah. And some more Virtue XP. Invaders on the Dark Lake. Here we go, 5 LOTRO points. Defender of Dur to Zaram. You have explored Gloomingtarn in great detail. 5 LOTRO points, awesome.
At your service, and your families.
Ah, this must be it. Over here, Beriathan. I can't be sure it was their doing, but it looks like the men of the Iron Crown have used some of the old crystal lamps to light a way deeper into the cavern. At least we won't have to fumble around in the dark. Whatever they uncovered must be something of great power or worth, Beriathan, and that worries me. I know, Beriathan, perhaps this is not the wisest course, but there's no time. If the Angmarim have found something at Mîn Lorg, we must stop them before they can steal whatever it is away from Mount Gundabad. If not, at least we'll have succeeded in driving a few of them off. Are you with me? Sure. I knew I could count on you, Beriathan. Come on.
Within the deepest reaches of Gloomingtarn, the Angmarim of the Iron Crown have unwittingly discovered a long-forgotten passage rumored to lead to the first house of Durin the Deathless.
Now, I'm not sure, I don't remember too well, if Mîn Lorg is a location that you can only access during this instance, or if there is a landscape version that you can visit, because the last treasure chest is located in here, but in case it's not inside the instance, that means we might need to come back here. That would be a pain, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. That's what I'm saying.
Our need is dire.
Look what the Angmarim have done to this place, Beriathan. It is terrible. No matter what they have planned, we must put a stop to it. And not just for the Gavilaka. The Iron Crown is defiling the very heritage of the Longbeards. I just hope we're not too late. Let us see where this passage leads, Beriathan. Or maybe there is another quest inside Mîn Lorg after this instance, I'm not so sure. Remember I told you the quests in Gloomingtarn were also unfinished when Gundabad initially released? We are close to that breaking point, but I don't remember exactly which one was it. And it was a really big mystery. It was a really big cliffhanger in my opinion. And it paid off too. It was really satisfying seeing the conclusion of this questline. So amazing, so cool what we're about to experience. Let's try to grab a couple more guys. Didn't work as well as I had hoped. Oh, there we go. Getting kinda worried that I missed the treasure chest somehow. I hope it doesn't come to that. So where is Hersegg now? By Durin's beard. Hersegg pauses, studying the structure around you. Alright, so I guess we gotta study the structure around us.
Durin's folk shall endure, as
What?
we always have.
What is this place, my friend? Hersegg glances around the entryway of what appears to be an ancient dwelling in the caverns of Gloomingtarn. It looks nearly untouched, Beriathan, but how can that be so? Neither orc nor dwarf have walked these halls in thousands of years, and yet it is as neatly kept as any dwelling in a lonely mountain. Perhaps the notes of the Iron Crown were not so far from the truth after all. Could it truly be that Durin the Deathless once dwelled within this house? We cannot allow the Angmarim to lay claim to it. Lay down your shovels and be gone, villains. These guys are applying a lot of nasty debuffs. It seems that was all of them. No trace of the chest in here, so yeah, I guess I missed it. Over here, Beriathan, but quietly now. After spying something in the distance, Hersegg quietly calls you over.
Have you a moment?
Another dwarf? What is he doing here? Hersegg looks at the Angmarim standing over an old dwarf. Let's listen for a moment and see if we can learn more. But if they even hint that they're going to harm him, I'm not going to let that happen. I will ask again, how do we reignite a white forge? Answer, dwarf. Only Durin, or the Shaper, may do what you ask. Is that so? We shall see about that. I've heard enough. In the name of Durin, stand aside or die. Intruders, slay them! As the Angmarim fall defeated, the old dwarf looks to you. Give me just a moment. Old dwarf. I was hoping I could get the chest inside this instance, but it seems not. What a shame. Well, at least, before I talk to you, let me get a couple pictures of you, right? Maybe like so, and with Hersegg as well, it was a rescue, so she also deserves a recognition. What has happened? Who are you and how did you come to this place? You introduce yourself to the old dwarf and explain that the Angmarim of the Iron Crown discovered the old Delbin after gaining entry to Gloomingtarn. It should not be so, and yet it is. I am Thrástan. You ask Thrástan if he can stand. The old dwarf nods weakly. Oh, he did stand. Awesome. Yeah, you look way better when you're standing up.
Our need is dire.
Of all the things I thought we might find in Mîn Lorg, another dwarf was not among them. It won't be long before the Iron Crown discovers what has happened, and despite his age, Thrástan looks a hale enough dwarf. We should leave this place while we still can, Beriathan. It's too dangerous to remain here. Come with us, Thrástan, let us help you get out of here. There's something fishy about this. Oh yeah, that was too easy. Bah! The Iron Crown has sent a company of Angmarim to block your escape. Impressive. But not too worrisome.
Our need is dire.
We're cut off, Beriathan. The only way out is through this Angmarim and we're outnumbered. Hersegg glances at Thrástan. Stay back, Thrástan. We'll protect you, no matter what. You look surprised, dwarf woman. Are you? What do you think happens to those who dare to trifle with the Iron Crown, you little fool? It matters not. You shall know soon enough. You four, capture them. Alright, at least you are considerate enough to come at us at groups. But I could take you all at once. I'm not worried. Enough, you are undeserving of my mercy. Yeah, please. You see, my master Alavan desires only the Elder Dwarf. Your fates are of no concern to him. Let this house be your tomb. Sure, please. As the Angmarim attack, you hear the battle cry of Hermat Stormhammer in the distance. Oh, come on. I was doing fine, Hermat. You're too late. Alavan will come for you. As the last of the Angmarim falls defeated, Hermat Stormhammer calls you over. Hersegg, Beriathan. We're alright. We're alright. Don't you worry about us. Beriathan, are you alright? When you and Hersegg did not return, my warriors feared the worst, and from what I can tell, that was very nearly the case. Who is this now? You tell Hermat Stormhammer you discovered a dwarf named Thrástan captured by the Angmarim in Mîn Lorg. Very well, let us speak more of this at Watcher's Roost, and I shall have to have words with my granddaughter as well. We mustn't stay here, Beriathan. Let us return to Watcher's Roost. Yeah, I should have explored Mîn Lorg before completing that instance. What a shame. Thank you, Beriathan. Hersegg is fortunate that you are that you were with her. If you were not, I fear things might have gone differently. She is a proud Longbeard, but the Iron Crown is too great a foe for her or any other to face alone. However, it seems the two of you have made a most curious discovery, and I am not certain what to make of him. I think that this was the point at which the quest line initially stopped. So as you see here, that was a nice mystery, but maybe I'm misremembering things. Let's see. To my knowledge, there is not a single dwarf among the Gavilaca named Thrástan. You see, Beriathan, unless Thrástan was with us before the Iron Crown captured him, it is nearly impossible that he should have found his way this deep into Mount Gundabad. Even when the Havanaka reached the mountain home during the 6th War of the Dwarves and Orcs, we ventured no further than Matugard. Even King Thrain deemed the Deep Scrape too perilous to cross, and after all, Azog had yet to be slain. Perhaps he entered in the years that followed, but to elude the orcs as far as Zara Mechem on his own is beyond the skill or lack of any dwarf I have ever known. Or that he could have dwelt here since the time of Durin the Deathless? Impossible. Only Durin himself was so long-lived among the dwarves. I cannot make any sense of it, my friend. If he is truly of Durin's folk, Thrástan must answer for himself. Question Thrástan, Beriathan, speak to him, and learn what you can. Thrástan does not appear to notice your presence. He mumbles inaudibly to himself for a moment and then falls silent. The old dwarf turns his head slowly and his gaze falls upon you. Thrástan raises his hand to greet you, but remains silent. You ask Thrástan how he came to dwell within Mount Gundabad. After a long pause, he begins to speak, but his voice is gravely and weak. I do not remember. You ask Thrástan if he was among the Havanaka of Thrain during the 6th War of the Dwarves and Orcs. He shakes his head solemnly, but his face betrays a pained expression. The memories. It is as if they are not mine. Even this name, I gave it to myself. It was so long ago. After a moment, Thrástan shakes his head uneasily. I am sorry. I wish I could remember about it, but I cannot. A chill has taken these old bones. Thrástan shivers uncomfortably. I have been too long from the shipper's hearth. As he falls silent once more, Thrástan gazes towards Abkanavan, the Stone of Wakening. What were you able to learn from Thrástan, Beriathan? You tell Hermod Stormhammer what little knowledge you glean from Thrastan's words. You mention that the dwarf appears to be suffering from a strange ailment, but you suspect that he wishes to travel to Abkanavan, the Stone of Wakening. Ah, I see. I'm afraid I now only have more questions on my mind. As for the shipper's hearth, could Thrástan be speaking of the Whitestone Forge? No, yeah, this was when the questline initially stopped. So we had a whole mystery of who Thrástan was and why didn't he remember who he was. And well, as you see in here, we only had one quest missing. I'm not sure why this quest wasn't released initially with Gundabad, but as I was saying, I was very happy with the outcome of this. But let me tell you something before we talk to Hermod and do this instance. If I remember correctly, this instance will take us back to the Stone of Wakening after we complete it. And right now we are really close to Drukala. So if you don't mind, I would like to take the time to fight the remaining orcs we are missing. I know I have said many times over that this is something that I usually prefer to do off camera, but all things considered and taking into account the accelerator, we are not that far from completing this deed. It shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, really, and it doesn't make any sense to me to leave this deed for later, because we are about to leave Gloomingtarn. Gloomingtarn leads directly into Clovengap, and even though we'll have another chance of coming back to Gloomingtarn, I would rather take that chance to get the Jewel of the Sava Divine. So, with that said, yeah, I really want to take my chances fighting these goblins once again. Yeah, partial block rating, not too much. Oh my god, these guys are decimating me. I really need to avoid sappers as much as I can, but there are so many of them. Oh, come on, I didn't see you there. Yeah, luck is not helping either. So I'm torn right now between doing this fast so we don't spend a lot of time grinding this deed, or being careful and avoid dying, potentially. Trigger never surrender, that's what I was trying to avoid. Breaking sappers. There are a pain, a total pain. The scouts, the grudge. It seems all goblins in here are throwing bombs at us. Come on, come over here, big guy. Alright, at least making progress. We're almost halfway done with what we were missing. Over here, please. Come on, stop it. Yeah, at least attacking them from range makes them drop their bombs before they can hit us. So that's something that we definitely should be trying to do more. Yep. Couldn't help it. It wasn't as big of a heal as I had expected from resolution. But we still survived. So in the end, that's what matters, right? Oh, come on. Almost done. Oh, come on. This is a moment at which we could have really used portents. They are so OP, but well, we out-leveled them, and the new version of Yellow Moments hasn't dropped yet as of the time of recording this, so we are out of luck. But at least we have some morale pots. Yeah, I hate these guys. I mean, whoever designed this camp was a masochist, in my opinion. That, or maybe we should be running blue for this. But we seem to be doing fine. I mean, switching to blue would certainly help. but it's not essential. I don't think so. Oh, for God's sake. Would you please die? Alright, we're almost done with the deed. That's good. Okay. Stop it with the goddamn bombs. I'm about to die. Yep. Wasn't paying close attention to it. Oh! But a guy died as well. Took him with me. Yeah, that's what you get for not paying attention. I guess I just got too reckless, seeing as how close I was to actually completing the deed. Yeah, there we go at long last. Thank you. So, completed. Orc Slayer of Gloomingtarn advanced. Oh, come on. Reputation, Virtue XP, Determination is now level 84. The remaining XP went to Wit. 5 LOTRO points. Cool. How long did it take us? About 10 minutes. You see, it really was not that long. At least I hope you didn't mind. Orc Slayer of Gloomingtarn. Yeah, 5 LOTRO points, Virtue XP, Reputation. So, as I was saying, Determination got to the cap. Wit is about to get to the cap. And after Wit, it will be Confidence and Loyalty. Alright. 5 LOTRO points. What else do we have in here? And go back to Watcher's Roost now. And with this, we should also be able to complete the Angmarim Slayer deed and the Slayer meta deed in Gloomingtarn. Although we still do not know the truth of how Thrástan came to dwell in Mount Gundabad, I am inclined to wait him, especially now that he seems to have taken ill. If any good can come from his return to Upcanavan, I shall not keep him from it. Let us... A scout's sudden arrival interrupts your conversation. The scout hands Hermat a missive, and Hermat begins to read it. After a moment, his brow furrows in concern. It seems we were fated to travel to Upcanavan this day, Beriathan. I have just received word that the Angmarim of the Iron Crown have gathered their forces and now make for the Stone of Wakening. To see the secret place of Durin's awakening to these wicked men, it would be unthinkable. Let us go, all of us, and put an end to the Iron Crown's plans for Gloomingtarn. There is no time to waste, Beriathan. Are you prepared? Always.
At Upcanavan, the Stone of Wakening, the Angmarim of the Iron Crown seek to master the White Forge of Durin the Deathless, forever defiling the hallowed caverns of Gloomingtarn.
Alright, what exactly do they plan to achieve with the forge? I think we still don't know. But, whatever it is, it can't be good. So yeah, we really gotta take care of this. This is the instance I've been telling you about for a long time. The easiest deed to grind is Angmarim Slayer of Gloomingtarn, thanks to this instance, because not only will you find a lot of Angmarims, about 60 to 70 of them, I believe, but you will have the help of 6 NPCs. There's no way you can mess this up. At last we come to Upcanavan, the Stone of Wakening. but it appears the Angmarim of the Iron Crown arrived sooner than we supposed. We have broken their numbers upon the span, but I fear that it's not the last of them. Others of their order must have gone ahead in search of the White Stone Forge, but we cannot allow them to lay claim to it. I have my misgivings that Spal and Thrástan are prepared for the coming battle, but it seems there is little choice for us now but to press onward. When they are prepared, we shall strike against the Iron Crown.
Aye?
Lord Stormhammer need not concern himself with my safety, Beriathan. As soon as I passed beyond the warding ruins at Saramekem, I understood what peril might await me in Gloomingtarn, and to be quite honest, I would sooner die than allow the Iron Crown to defile the Stone of Wakening. I will wield my axe as best I can, my friend. Let us hope it is enough. We have your back. These stones are familiar to me, Beriathan. My memories seem clearer the nearer we draw to the Shepherd's Hearth. I came here once. I came with Durin. Thrástan trails off and begins mumbling to himself for a moment. After a moment, he grips his smithing hammer tightly. We are all ready to go. Great. Everyone is prepared then? Good. There is little time to waste. Now, none have ever dared so boldly to defile the cradle of Durin the Deathless. Even if we should fail in our conquest of Gundabad, let us drive every foe from Gloomingtarn. Hearken to me. The time has come to prove ourselves worthy of our ancestors. Attack! Something that I really like to do when I was grinding this instance for the Slayer did with my other character, you can just, if you are good enough with the AoEs and with dots, basically if you're a Warden, you can just apply, you can use one of your gambits and you apply your gambit, then you run up the hill, you reach this other group, and you can basically defeat all Angmarim in this instance up to the White Forge before the Dwarves can catch up to you. It's so much fun. I don't know what other classes I might be able to do this. I'm inclined to say champions, lore masters, runekeepers, but I'm not sure if all the other classes have the AoE necessary to wipe out the Angmarim before the dwarves come. If you are really aiming for it, that is. Come on! And when lag is not messing you up, that is, as well. So we completed Angmarim's Lair of Gloomingtarn. Wit is now level 84. We got the other XP for Confidence. We completed a Slayer of Gloomingtarn. And Confidence is now level 84. And we got the other experience for Loyalty, as I told you was going to happen. We'll need to check that as soon as we have some time in here to wait. But as you have seen in here, each one of these pools has around 7 Angmarim, 7 to 8 Angmarim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 7 Angmarim. And there are like 5 or 6 of this as you climb the road to the Awakening Stone. And this is just half the instance. The second half also has a lot of Angmarim. So this is truly the best place to go for the Zid. You underestimate us, Longbeards. My master Alavan has followed you hither with the full force of the Iron Crown behind him. So no sign of Alavan yet. The forge will be ours, with or without that old fool of a dwarf. Sneering, the Iron Crown commander points at Thrástan. So, choose your fate. Surrender or die by my master's hand. Death, then. But not for us. So be it. Slay them all. As the last of the Angmarim of the Iron Crown falls defeated, Hermath calls you over. Give me just 1 second right there, Hermath. Just 1 second. So we got Angmarim Slayer of Gloomingtarn Advanced, 2000 virtue XP, 5 LOTRO points. And the Slayer of Gloomingtarn, some marks, 10 LOTRO points, and some more virtue XP. So we should have in total 15 LOTRO points. As we saw, confidence got capped, and now we are earning reputation for loyalty, virtue XP for loyalty. So yeah, that was it. But Hermath and Thrástan in front of the forge, that also deserves another picture in here. Alright. Is this intentional how they are standing in front of Durin and Modzok? Not very likely considering how this quest ends. So let's see what happens actually. I do not believe the Angmarim are the sort to make empty threats, but we have claimed the Whitestone Forge, at least for the moment. If we have truly been led into a trap, it will not be long before it is sprung. In the meantime, escort Thrástan to the Whitestone Forge. Even if our doom is soon to follow, I would do right by him and honor an old dwarf's last request. I and the others will prepare to make our stand, as hopeless as it may be. Something stirs within me, Beriathan, but I know not what it is. All I know is that the Shaper's hearth beckons to me. It is as if I were a stray ember returning to the forge. Will you accompany up the old stairs, friend? As if an answer, the ancient forge springs to life at your approach. Awesome. Talk to Thrástan. Yeah, it's not a good angle here. I understand, Beriathan. I see all that the Shaper wished of me. That I labored as a servant of the Great Forge long before doing late dreaming beneath Mount Gundabad. And when my task was finished, so too did I rest for many years of the world. The time of my awakening has come, and my long slumber is at its end. Fear not what you will soon behold, my friend. You will come to no harm, and neither will I. Durin is returned at last, and the will of my lord in the uttermost west shall be done. Farewell, Beriathan. As the flames fade around you, an imposing figure appears where Thrástan stood. A really imposing figure indeed, and if you take a look to see, it's even taller than us. My god, this guy is huge. I didn't remember he was so big. Hail, Beriathan. I am the Forge Servant, Tamindur, wrought anew by the will of the Shaper, the first crafter, he who made the dwarves. Invaders run rampant upon the Stone of Wakening, but no longer. By some lesser magic, they have come here unhindered, but they cannot oppose me nor my lord in the uttermost west. Though you be not of the Eldest House, you shall despair my wrath. As Tamindur descends, you see Alavan and the Iron Crown preparing to attack. Finally, we've been hearing a lot about you. Without hesitation, the Forge Servant strides forth. What is this now? Some trick of the mind? It will not avail you, dwarves. Move aside, stone beast. My prize awaits me. You have come unbeaten to the sacred tarn, man. You were unwise and did not heed their warnings wrought in stone, but now you shall. All must depart except the Eldest House. Death awaits the unwelcome. What have you done? Stay back! Stay away from me! All that remains where Alavan the Collector once stood is a pillar of basalt. With the forge in the background too, if you don't mind. Thank you. By Durin's beard, what have we witnessed this day? Beriathan, this is beyond all belief. Durin's beard, what have we witnessed this day? Yeah, I cannot believe it, and to be honest with you, the first time I saw it, neither could I. I am not certain what we just witnessed, Beriathan. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would never have believed it. That one of the servants of the first crafter would come to our aid in our hour of need. Hermit Stormhammer's eyes are wide with awe. What better omen of success could Prince Durin and the Gavilaka have wished for? In light of what has happened here at Apkanavan, I shall soon have to speak to Prince Durin. That a servant of the first crafter would reveal himself to us is too unbelievable a tale to send by any missive. Only my boys might lend it any credibility, and even so, the prince may have to see with his own eyes. Let us not trouble our new benefactor, Beriathan. Our gratitude is enough, I think, and there are greater matters in this world for one of such power to lend his aid. You should speak to the others here and see if they are ready to depart. When that is so, come speak to me again. Alright, so yeah, there we go. A servant of the first crafter of Aule, stationed in the forge, waiting for Durin's awakening. And that has come back now at the turn of the tide, so to speak, to expel the invaders from Angmar. I gotta once again tell you, first time I saw this, my jaw dropped to the floor. I really was not expecting this. A Maya showing up in the game. Not by name, maybe, but a Maya nonetheless. A servant of Aule was so mind-blowing. And now that I come to think of it, you might remember that Bori, when we were exploring Stonjaws for the main quest, also told us about a prophecy by which the old lords of Gundabad will rise again and defeat the invaders. And he was wondering if that was just a legend, if there was any reason to believe in that. And you could tell he was really disappointed by the state of things and how there was not there didn't seem to be truth to those legends. But now it seems there was some measure of truth in there, and I gotta say, that was mind-blowing once again. I don't know if I should equip these shoulders. We might lose some physical mastery and some critical rating, but we will earn some extra vitality. From what I remember in Cloven Gap, we might need that. There are some enemies in Cloven Gap that are a pain to go through. So let me just check in here. Holy Jesus, we got a lot of morale there. For just 1% damage? Yeah, I'll take it.
I have decided, reluctantly, that such slaughter will not prove a salve.
Will not prove a salve for the hurt done my people, though the villains who stole the Blackstone Anvil deserve such dealings. Let us instead learn where they have taken it, that we may recover it and restore it to this sacred ground. Many more than 101 cultists may fall before we accomplish this, and I will not weep for them. Don't you worry, I took care of that as well. But I see that Bosi and his kin have arrived on the lakeshore. Let them know the Blackstone Anvil has been stolen, but tell them gently. They suffered a great deal in Moria, and this insult will grieve them no less than it does me. What an adventure, Beriathan! From the Lonely Mountain to Elderslade and now to the very heart of Mount Gundabad, I am grateful our paths crossed when they did. Perhaps I was a bit too eager to confront the Iron Crown, but it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Hersegg smirks and looks to Tamindur. A victory hard won, and secured with as near a miracle as I ever seen. The first crafter himself must watch over us here in Mount Gundabad. I will be ready to depart in just a moment, my friend. Why don't you go and see if Spal is ready to set out?
What news do you bring?
I hardly know what to say, Beriathan. Spal gazes up at the white stone forge where Tamindur now stands watch. I have seen more in one day than I dreamt of seeing in a lifetime. As for me, my survey will continue unhindered now that the Iron Crown have been driven out of Gloomingtarn. Who knows what other secrets lie hidden for us to discover? I for one relish the chance to find them. When Lord Stormhammer wishes to depart, I shall be prepared. Despite his stony gaze, Tamindor appears to be pleased at your approach. You can be certain, but Tamindor appears to smile at your gesture. Yeah, I know my Maiar when I see them. You might be going by a different name, or maybe this is a whole new name altogether, but still, you deserve some respect. You need not fear my wrath, Beriathan. Approach and let us speak. Long ago, when the shepherd's work was finished, I was bidden to rest beneath Mount Gundabad. In time, I awoke as Thrástan, different in form, but alike in mind and spirit to walk among Durin's folk. In my long years of solitude, the two diverged, but I am now restored. At long last, my vigil nears its end, and a new age is soon to dawn. But fear not, I shall ward the Stone of Awakening from all evil that would seek to master it until I am called back to the uttermost west. Yet many trials lay ahead for you, little one. Though the darkness has been banished, evil remains in the hearts of men. Only through vigilance shall the beauty and goodness of Middle-earth persist. My God, still mind-blowing, still great. And you know what? You can barter geodes for the guise of the Stonecrafter. So you can be running around Middle-earth as Tamindor. I don't know what to think about it. We've been talking a lot about the respect that Maya deserve. But it's still so tempting to run around as Tamindor, and you can also get a decoration for your house. So cool. Oh, is everyone prepared to depart? Very good, Beriathan. Let us return to Watcher's Roost, and at last we can set about undoing the damage the Iron Crown has done to Gloomingtarn. Should I? I don't know if I should. I guess we'll need to see if the Legacy of Durin is also gonna send us back to Watcher's Roost. I don't think it will. From what I can tell, it's just gonna take us north to Cloven Gap. And I don't know. We gotta talk to Bossy and the other Longbeards, and that will give us a clue as to what to expect. My God, what I didn't remember. Yeah, this path being so long. The bridge is also really long. And once again, we also gotta go back to Mîn Lorg to get the remaining chest that we were missing. Bossy greets you warmly.
I'm saddened by the theft of the Blackstone Anvil, but I think we can recover it.
Mark my words, forging hammers will once again ring against it, echoing throughout the caverns of Gundabad. We will make certain of it, not only to honor Durin the Deathless who built it, but also for the memory of Stotkel the Forge Master who fell in Matugard. My son thinks he knows where the Blackstone Anvil was taken. What to tell?
Bori believes it must have been hauled on ropes north to Cloven Gap.
Although the purpose for which the cultist would put it remains a mystery to him, and to me. Hear him and see if you agree.
It is no easy matter to move such a thing.
And legend says of the Blackstone Anvil that it was heavier than other such tools. That solidity imbued weapons hammered upon it with similar qualities, and it is said that no weapon Durin ever crafted upon the Blackstone Anvil and in the Whitestone Forge could be turned away, unless it be by armor forged from the same. If the Angmarim have taken it, they must have taken it across the lake by boat and hauled it north on ropes into Cloven Gap. We would have seen signs of its passage had they dared take it south or east, and we did not. I suggest we investigate Cloven Gap, and perhaps we will learn for what purpose the cultists sought to steal such a relic of our history. Is my cousin with us? Will Brain consent to leave Fastrade behind? This expedition will be dangerous.
I I see no reason to leave Fastrith behind if she is willing to risk the dangers.
If Bori were to look around him, he would see no sign of hearth or home nearby. We are far from the Lonely Mountain, and I say Fastrith has already proven herself more than his equal in courage. Rowan's eyes flash dangerously, and you wonder for how long this declaration has been brewing. Fastrith laughs merrily. Yeah, you have a lot of reasons for doing so.
I think I will come along.
After all, if I do not keep Rowan from stumbling into the dangers that wait for him in that direction, who will do so? There is also the matter of my apprenticeship. I have not yet searched Gloomingtarn for the Sabbath Divine, sought by my master, and it is only a matter of time before he gets it into his head that they must surely lie within. Lead on, I say.
I did not mean to offend, and I hope I have not.
Alright, yeah. There is an instance, and this instance will actually take us to Gloomingtarn, so we gotta complete the other quest we have. We also gotta find the last treasure chest, rare chest in Gloomingtarn, so we're not gonna be doing that. And we're not gonna be doing anything else today. We have run out of time. So, thank you for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.